Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe. There are two things. One is imagine, like a soul and God. Imagine is the right time. Means that is not your dream, is a true time. And other thing what you do is a dream. Imagination of the God and soul is the time of your reality. Real time. And not what I do with my activity for my sense enjoyment for others. It's just like a dream. Today, tomorrow I will know.
But the imagination versus like trying to directly perceive God.
Yeah.
Directly perceive
When I
God
imagine it, then I can realize. But second thing is also I speculate, mental
Speculate.
That
This is a different.
imagine means we are imagining of the some realized soul world.
Okay, based on this
Realized world.
image, yeah.
This is imagination. And speculate means I calculate myself, right and wrong.
And what about like your own direct perception?
What about our direct perception?
What is that?
Like, for example, when I'm chanting, sometimes I have a sense of this all-pervading energy that is pervading every single thing, every being, everything, and that it's all one energy. And I have this sense, and it's coming from the heart somehow. All of this is coming from the heart.
That is imagination coming from the heart about the Krishna or my soul is the reality. Mind is speculating and heart is gathering. Jao!
Gurudev, Sufi, I will try to prolong.
Wow! Jao!
I don't understand if it is just because of a feeling or if it is reality. What is this that Mancharis are married? Like you are married. Who is your husband?
Married
It's a feeling.
young girl is not married, he cannot live in the village.
So it's kind of an understanding, not the reality that you are married.
Married girl cannot go to live as. So why they married? That they cannot leave the Java.
Yes, this I understand. But it's not.
I want to live in Java, so my young, and I am happy to marry near to Radha, that I can always serve.
Yeah, this is what
If not, then I can go to Argentina, and I have to live there. I have to go to what is there? That's very. And married, and when you married, you have to live with your husband. Now, European culture, husband live with the wife. But that time was the Indian culture, girl has to live with husband.
This is the seed that we have. So, what
It's a feeling,
is
it's not a marriage.
It's a feeling. It's
You
to give
know,
us an
sit there
idea.
is what? Is a feeling. She's your daughter. No daughter. She is your grandmother in previous life. But this time you feel that she is your daughter. You're feeling because you feed your breast and clean her caca and toilet, and from that devotion you feel that she is my daughter. It's a feeling, it's not a relation. So feeling develops reality. Reality, what is reality? That your mother and she is your daughter. It's all feeling. Why you are living here? We have no relation. I'm a crazy man. Why you live in this house? No. It's all feeling. We feel that this is my family. He can guide me. It's a feeling. By my feeling, I develop one relation. Relation is your feeling. Feeling get you realize that you are really in this feeling.
And one more question.
Why not you want to go to Rishikesh? Because feeling control you to be here. That feeling.
thought how to go, but the feeling is just...
This is the feeling. You are mother because your feeling is like a motherly feeling. So you accept this feeling. You like to enjoy, live with this feeling. And you are doing devotion also in that devotional practice. That's a devotional practice. When the feeling starts moving in love.
One more question. This, you say this Radha is also Yoga Maya.
Huh?
Radharani is also Yoga Maya.
This is Alladani.
Paladini
Yoga
is Yoga Maya.
No, Yoga Maya is a very small.
Yoga Maya is not Radha.
Radha is Radha. He is the supreme of the, what you say,
Shakti.
Shakti. He is a
Right within this
pleasure giving potency to the Lord.
the hidden path of devotion is mentioned there.
And
Radharani is Yoga Maya.
no, Yoga Maya means all are underworking. Krishna underworking. Today I am reading the Manjari. Krishna is what? Krishna is what?
Subdued to Manjari.
Yeah. Say,
We are reading that Krishna is subdued to subdued.
subdued means
Under.
under. To the Manjari. Not Manjari is under Krishna. What about Radhika? My boss. Manjari is the senior than Krishna. She controlled by her love. Right. Read your underline
Yeah,
lines. Yeah,
sure.
bring that.
And Yoga Maya is a potency of Krishna, so it's not being
Maya potential. One is Yoga Maya, one is Mahamaya. One is a Shiva potency, Shakti potency, and one is bringing detached from the material to the spiritual. But this is not her work to bring Krishna. This is the work of one Ardasi. This is that servant of Krishna, Yoga Maya and Mahamaya, works under the Krishna, not in Radha.
I would like to read it next time I will be in guided path of devotion.
Go on. Read, listen there.
So this is from the verse 35. First what we underlined was this. One can never serve Ishtadev with love unless one knows the desires on his Ishtadev's mind. We must get some impulse from him, therefore, on the strength of his loving devotion. The curtain of Ishtadeva's mind will open for the devotee, and he can see what is his Ishtadev's desire.
This is the sadhak, basic sadhak. Basic, new one who has never idea more than this. He is really connected not only with Guru, he is connected to Radha more. Our curtain is covered, we see Murti, statue. When this covering will go, then feeling we will exchange our feelings. I can feel what they do, how they look, how they want to say me, and they are telling. It's all connections. How I am close with you. My in-between curtain is clear, open. I cover curtain of my ignorance. I cannot live. I cannot live without your thinking. I want to see you. I cannot see you, you see me. Because I love you. Read again.
One can never serve Ishtadev.
Never serve. I cannot serve without this Ishtadev. Gurudev is the way. Gurudev is not a goal. He show us, he do that. He is serving.
One can never serve Ishtadev with love unless one knows the desires on his Ishtadev's mind.
What is your desire? Eating, sleeping, dressing clothes. What do you want today? The devotee asks what you like. And you liking, I like. If not, then they see the dates and they decide. But who is more close, they see what you like today to wear. Then it is coming in your mind, this color I like. I like to be a cowboy. I like to be a half, too much hot today. I want to wear like this. This is the way of life.
We must get some impulse from him, therefore, on the strength of his loving devotion. The curtain of Ishtadev's mind will open for the devotee, and he can see what is his Ishtadev's desire.
Yeah. He sees that what he likes to eat, what he likes to wear, to how he likes to think. and then they do like that. And this is nothing they have desire. They are doing for your pleasure. Nothing is mine. Activities from sadhak deha and siddha deha, spiritual life. Both are useful. Useful when we practice to be in sadhak deha. Siddha deha is also useful because it goes from sadhak deha to siddha deha. I have to change my external behavior to be always there inside. It's not that the outside might change is nothing, inside I change. No, impossible. Out change, then in change. And when in change, then out change or permanent. It's not up and down. Today I am something, tomorrow something, no. Always same. One rasa, one juice I am receiving. All activities and behavior is one rasa. That's a fiber fixed in my identification, in service.
How glorious then are the kinkaris who are dedicated to the service of the full Madana Mahabhav, supreme love personified, Srimati Radhika, who keeps even Krishna under her control.
Means Radhika control is Krishna. Not only Radhika is controlling Krishna, even Mahabhav has a Manjari also, he also controls. Oil, no disturb, he do like. Today is no chance to meet. Sorry, you are late. Please help me. How I can. Only you can make happy to help me. And then she offered to make happy to her and Krishna. So she controls. Radhika is controlling and Manjari is also controlling. This is Madanakha Mahabhav. Sri Radha.
Krishna himself worships prema, divine love. Therefore, he is also subdued by Sri Radhika's maidservant.
Sri Radha. So Krishna also follow the Radhika maidservant. This is the good luck of the maidservant of Radha. What a fortune that. And this only can happen when we become Radha Dasi, or not only talking, behaving change. Is a day-to-day 24/7 has to watchful to my behavior. Because the mind is always, if you start speculating something, they not follow the Mahajan realization, imagination. They don't imagine that. Their mind is start expeculating something. And that brings you out from Radha Das. Be careful. Speculation is your mental, and imagination is the Mahajan's realizations. Real person who is realized that to meditate and imagine. This was morning class.
And one more thing we underline. One can never understand the flavors of Vraja while remaining in a mundane consciousness.
If you live in Argentina and out of Vrindavan, even the Delhi, Agra, Mathura, mundane concept.
Even in Vrindavan, one can keep his mundane consciousness.
Yes, sure. Yeah. And mundane consciousness you can change in a devotion. Both things. Yeah.
The devotees who take shelter of Sriman Mahaprabhu's lotus feet are the suitable candidates for relishing these Vraj flavors. In order to relish the sweetness of love in Vraj, one must give up the attitude of awe and reverence towards God. Vrindavan is the kingdom of sweetness.
And kingdom of sweetness and have a roughness, and my behavior is rough, my activities are rough. Means too much blockage to be intensive. Very far.
The upasana means
What is upasana? My activities. Every moment of my activities. Upasana say what I do from my senses, body and mind. How I use this. That is my upasana. My activities of material body. Upasana we do with the material body.
Upasana of Vrajarasa is a sweet upasana in which we want to see Krishna as the Laukika Sadbandhu, a good worldly friend.
Yeah. Laukik, like you behave others, he is also one of them. Laukik, Bandhu, my dear, my darling, like a material relation we develop. Always Narayan Maharaj telling, you have to behave like a Laukik, like you behave in material. Your mother, your father, any relation develop that. Like you develop in this material. Not give reverence and keep it far. Sadhu. He is the only servant. is the real friend of me. Radhika is the real friend. Radhika is the real boss in your life. Rocky. And I have to change my behavior to be, she accepts me. My behavior is not like her. She will deny, go, I have no service for you. When she will throw us, we have to go out from Vrindavan. She will accept her. She will make some plan that you can extend more. We cannot leave. This is her must. You leave, then you don't leave from the heart. Always mind is there. And if one person live here, but his mind is out of his life, both things is there.
The maidservants only meditate on the pleasure of the Yugala Kishore. Shri Radha and Mohan have given themselves to each other, and they left all responsibilities for the arrangements of their loving affairs to the Sakis and the Manjaris. The playful Sri Yugala has taken shelter of them.
Shelter? Who said take the shelter? This Yugala takes shelter of one, that you arrange up and give me time to play. I have no time to management. So management is more responsibility. They are players. They are and they give the chance to the manager to organize everything. Do it for me. I believe you will do the best job. See that? Radharasa. Pen, it will break the book. Take out the pen in between.
It's the marker.
No, pen is not marker. Paper, okay, no problem. So I man.
Very nice. Om Shri Radha. Radha Rasa Sudanidhi, verse 54. Verse 53. Sorry. When can I see myself here as Sri Radhika's tender adolescent maidservant?
You see, yes, Radha Sudhanidhi and Vilapa Kusumanjali is both the book of meditation. Imagine that. This imagination will change up to goal of realization. I am your servant. This to imagine. By imagination and imagination you will get it. Your speculation will stop. many things what you are extrapolating.
When can I see myself here as Sri Radhika's tender adolescent maidservant, wearing the leftover silken blouse and dress that my mistress lovingly gave me with
Now
her
you
own.
see, sorry, is a dress. She gave me the dress, leftover dress in the form of my manjari clothes. Color of the clothes is leftover dress. Try to imagine this. What is leftover? When you will get it? You got it, but you don't accept it. And one who accepts it, they realize it. What is leftover dress of her? But you got it in your sarupa. How is it? You know, this is Guru gift. And who is Guru? He is one of the dasi of Radhika. Radhika gave to her and she bring to you and give you to meditate that you have a leftover dress like this. And you not accept, deny it. Never think for that. What she can help you, how she can help you.
Wearing the leftover silken blouse and dress that my mistress lovingly gave me with her own hand. And when can I see myself always standing by her side to assist her with great expertise? Awakening of the spiritual body.
Yeah, you see, this way is spiritual body of it. The gift when I accept.
How sweet it is to think I am Radhika's maidservant.
Sri Radha, I am you. And what you give me, I will left over, I dress and meditate on it. See the pink blouse and pink sari, and you want to give me. And I will say, no, I will not accept this because I want your blue sari and blue blouse. And they accept my dear. Meditate on that. It will work your life will change. Not be accused, accept the mercy.
Jai Ho.
Come more near, she looks it. Come more close.
How tender and delicious. How tender and delicious is the remembrance of one's Siddha Swarupa.
Wow. This is the tender thing. Tender. Tender means very sensitive. And this delicious taste. When you will get it, you will realize it. It's a taste because it's a delicious, very tasteful. The beautiful paper. You understand? Because you're not in imagination, you are in speculation. You speculate different things. You have no time for realization. Imagination to realize. Imagination is to going for realization. Only you imagine, one day will come that you will see reality. That's a positive. Never be in negative. And where negativeness you see, keep distance.
About this thing of negativeness, and because I feel like if I try to always stay away from negativeness, actually I feel like there's a real lack of compassion sometimes for people who are really struggling maybe in their lives, and they are expressing in a very negative way, but it's only because they feel very separated from love, but that's not actually their true expression, and if they were given some time and space, then they would can come back to love. And so if I just am moving away from them because I don't want to be around this negativity, it doesn't feel very loving to me.
Because near to me all are negative. That influence us. And then they speculate and I speculate. We start flowing in the same direction. The speculation start with negative. I hear no chance because their realization, I have no idea, but I start imagining. And imagine, I got one moment of realization, reality, because it's a positive. But negativeness creates speculations, different varieties. You start speculating by your mind, mental, good and bad and wrong and right. Is all creativeness of negative. Because it's your creation. And this is the realization of highly elevated soul. Only we have to bring to flow into realize and feeling. And these feelings will create you truth one day. When you will live in this truth, then you will understand. Because you have to clean this negativeness because of an speculation of negative thing. If we create more, my speculation create more negative. You watch. When you extrapolate with the negative idea, it creates more trouble to you. But we enjoy because when the dog eats the bone and from the teeth the blood is coming and you feel this bone is giving blood. We not getting the comfort, but our things, suffering, create the happiness in negative life. What I suffer, that by this practice we feel this is the best way of my life. And it's all suffering. And we start expeculating for this creation, material. No other speculation is only material. You watch. And this realization is somebody who will realize their imagination. We imagine. Why imagination? I never do that. Try. If I try to do that, it's a new thing for me. But this changed my life. From I cannot put my time in negativeness or positive way, thinking, I am not interested in negative. Change everything. Automatic. No need to do anything. No time. I escape my time in right way.
Can I share one thing, Gurudev?
Go on, say.
I was listening when Uddhava came to Gopis and started to speak how Krishna is Bhagavan. And they said, this was Keshav Baba saying, they said to him, my dear, our body is so full of Krishna that this new information, I don't have any place for it. So please, keep your information. We keep your love, our love.
Yeah, Gopi say that I am full of Krishna. I don't want to listen. It's too full. I want to throw him out. How I will throw it out? Say that. Why? Because it's too much disturbing me. Too much full in my life. I am tired with that. I cannot do anything. It's full of Krishna. I want to run away from him. But anyway, you say that I can run away from him because I am too much in love with him. Say the way that how can I escape from him? Uddhava surprised to see the Gopi, my God. But I am giving information to them. They want tired to run away from it, but they cannot. Too much I have information, realization, everything, but I am useless now. I want to be useful for my family and children. Can you help me to remove this covering? What he covered me whole of my desire. Right? This is the point?
Yes.
Too much. I don't want to keep this. It's too waste. I cannot do anything because of this. Can you help me? Why you giving more information about him? Try to bring him with you out. I want to not to think him. Wow. This is love. They are so much intense in love. They don't know how to do, how to manage.
How tender and delicious is the remembrance of one's Siddha Swarupa.
If anything to remember, is your Sarup and Sarup Siddhi. And this Prabhupada, page 4 introduction, he said, after relation, he said, why relation is important here? 22 times is not good writer, write in one word 22 times. He said, I am a bad writer. But why I am talking on this? Because this relation makes you devotion. And this devotion will make you the Sarup and Sarup Siddhi. This is the goal. If you are Siddha Purush in your identification of Sarup, you all set. You will decide what you have to do. Then you move in the direction of Radhika, and Radhika moving in that direction, love will come to you. And then you will be controlled to that. Because you will be a manager of organization. You are the controller. That is the point. This is devotion practice. When you take care of it, and I think when you are God, you will take care of it. It's very, very basic. It's not basic subject. Real subject, when I will care, I will protect you, I will organize and be free and be happy, don't take tension. I will do everything. This is the love and devotion.
Srimad Jiva Goswami said in Bhakti Sandarbha, even if one does not perform any spiritual practice, one has attained perfection simply by considering oneself to belong to God.
Self is very important. Self is important. Then God. First yourself, your Sarup. Sarup means God, intimate friend. Intimacy. I cannot be intimate without myself, my soul identification and my Sarup. I want to be intimate, this is the only process. My senses cannot be intimate with the God. My plastic body cannot be intimate. My mind, logical, will not intimate. My ego will not intimate. Intimate will become my Sarup. Myself.
The practicing devotee takes the forms, qualities, and activities of the eternally perfect maidservants as his example.
What he did?
Forms.
Form. Form is Sarup. And what is the quality of Sarup? Your form has what quality? You are male or female. If you are female, your quality is different. If you are male, your quality is different.
Forms, qualities, and activities.
What is my activity? What is my goal of my activity? Sri Radha.
Of the eternally perfect maid
Eternally
servants.
perfect medicine. Not externally. Running from material environment is not intimate. For nothing, wasting your energy. Nowhere.
So the devotee takes the forms, qualities, and activities of the eternally perfect maidservants as his example to nourish his self-identification of I am an adolescent maidservant with such and such qualities, service, and form. I am not this body, I am not this mind, and I am not these senses, but I am a transcendental female individual, eternally endowed with adolescent beauty.
Once again,
So the practicing devotee,
what to practice? What is Krishna consciousness? What Prabhupada come to say you? What to practice? Go on.
form, the practicing devotee takes the forms, qualities, and activities of the eternally perfect maidservants
See that?
as his example to nourish his self-identification of I am an adolescent maidservant with such and such qualities, service, and form.
That. Yeah. That. Yeah.
I am not this body, I am not this mind, and I am not these senses, but I am a transcendental female individual, eternally endowed with adolescent beauty.
Yeah.
This is how the aspirant shakes off his bodily and mental consciousness.
Check out. I have to check out this body reaction. It will be there, but you check out because you identify your new place, your garden house. One is your residence flat, and you tired with that, and you buy garden house to check out from here, city life to the garden house, near to the mountain, ocean, and like this. Check out. Understand? Yeah. I cannot shake out when I not identify my new place. You understand? If you will never leave this spot, if you have no other like this spot, you cannot. If you have one bottle you require, you have one other bottle, you will leave this. So you have to create new bottle to leave this bottle. What's the problem? You can leave this clothes what you are wearing when you have another dress. What is the problem? But you have only one dress. Somebody say, leave, open this, you will never open. So we have to create. And this is the creation. So imagine this, that you creating. This imagination is a devotion. But we don't want to imagine to create new things. We don't want to shake out from this material identification and senses and mind myself. To identify my reality. And she gave us one gift of a dress and blouse to wear. And I am wearing this, I don't want to change it. Because you're giving me pink color and I want blue color, I cannot take it, change it. Hey, what I give you, wear it. Why problem for that? You also wear pink color. If I am not wear, why I give it? Maybe one day I wear pink color, I give it. Accept it.
The Upanishads state, the soul is not female, not male, and not neuter, and he attains a body according to his absorption in a particular thought.
He accepts that. She is not your daughter. Last time she was your grandmother in previous. And you accept her daughter. This life also you have to accept grandmother. But she do so much care, you are caring now to your old grandmother this life as a daughter. So this is happening. Sometimes is a grandmother, sometimes is a big enemy. He comes like a son in life to give suffering, because last time he was my enemy also. Now he come in home with me to become enemy. You say A, he will say Z. You say B, he will say C. He will not listen you. Because he is not your son, he is your enemy, and this time again come to take the revenge from you. Previous life you were enemy, this time he become enemy. This goes like this, man. Why you go in this circle? Come out, identify the reality and develop this relation. Again you will go in the same circle if you don't identify yourself. You are happy to do that. Understand or not?
So
practice, then you realize what is not to understand by mind, you have to realization will give you that. Because they are realized who writing them.
Shripad not only thinks of himself as an adolescent maidservant, but he also said, Prasadam Swaminyam Svakarataladattam Pranayata. I am dressed with the leftover blouse and dress that Swamini lovingly gave me with her own hand when she was satisfied with my service.
I start wearing this dress. I start living in my Sarup identity. If the form not come, how you can wear the dress? Soul cannot wear dress. World cannot wear dress. Your form is come, so you can wear dress. There are tomorrow.
One more line.
What?
According to Srila Raghunadas Goswami, all of Srimati Radharani's clothes and ornaments are made of transcendental emotions. Even a dried up heart will become filled with rasa by remembering Srimati's leftover blouses and dresses.
Yeah. Remember on. Feel that. That will become reality and you will reach to the reality. Sri Radha. Radha Sudhanidhi and Vilapa Kusumanjali is not different. Radha Rani will give you to Vilapa cry. Without mercy of Radha Rani, you don't know why to cry. Love makes you to cry. If no love, for what I will cry? For material thing, for money, for sense enjoyment, crazy. For ego, crazy. Once she comes, she gives right way to you. Sri Radha.
Radhe Radhe